Australia loses its greatest entertainer. Tonight, we honour Bert Nuton, his legendary career and the heartbreaking tribute from the love of his life. Also tonight, a fishing boat capsizes, the battle to save 7 people on board. Wheels up, Australia's border to open at midnight, plus the green light for regional trips. Family photo time at the G20 and the highly anticipated encounter with the French president. Plus, Aaron Finch fires back at critics despite England thrashing Australia at the T20 World Cup.
This is 9 News with Peter Overton.
Good evening. The curtain has fallen on our greatest showman. Bert Nuton has died at the age of 83. From humble beginnings, he became one of Australia's biggest and brightest stars in showbiz, his career spanning 7 decades. Bert's wife, Patty, has accepted a state funeral.
Bert Nuton, famous for his showbiz double acts. But his greatest partnership was with wife Patty. She was the last to say goodbye, leaving his hospital bed at 7:10 last night. 12 minutes later, Bert was gone.
Maybe he didn't want me to be there for his last breath, so he probably left without me there, which is probably a good thing. But all our hearts are breaking.
He's got the style.
Bert, the sidekick, who became a star in his own right.
It's Mr. Bert Nuton.
Bert Nuton.
It started with one appearance on the evening show in Melbourne Tonight. Bert, just 20, with Graham Kennedy. Together, they were magic.
Do you remember that joke, look out for the Indians? What Indians?
The great thing about those early years was that everybody was learning together, including the audience.
Oh, wow, ain't you that Bert Nuton?
14 years of comedy gold followed. It was live and audiences loved every unscripted moment.
Well, can I help you?
No, just go ahead and do that.
Where do you have to stick it?
It was the Logies that Bert made his own, hosting 19 times.
May I?
Excuse us.
Congratulations.
Bert once said TV was all about the moments, and the Logies gave him plenty. The time US actor Michael Cole dropped a word never heard before on Australian TV.
Oh, shit.
Congratulations, Mike.
Hundreds called in to complain.
Back in those days, they used to replay the Logies on Sunday afternoon, and so they edited that little bit out, and they got 3,000 calls from people complaining that it wasn't in.
Most famous of all, the time when he seemed to insult Muhammad Ali.
I like the boy.
Did you say Roy or boy?
I like the boy. There's nothing wrong with saying that.
But Bert, his charming best, sidestepped his way out of trouble with the greatest.
1978 gold Logie winner, Bert Nuton.
In 1975, colour hit the small screen. Another reason to watch was Bert teaming up with Don Lane, the lanky Yank, and old Moonface.
Is it working for you?
I don't know, but I think I love you. What we're going to do here is work your groin on the inside of the leg.
What do you think you're going to do here?
The show was supposed to be about big-name stars. The real attraction was Bert and the Weird.
I love you, It's Moonface!
Don Lane acknowledged he was working with the best when he won a gold Logie.
Here, pal. 6 months in your house and 6 months in mine. How's that, all right?
The show ran for 8 years. Bert Nuton had become TV royalty. Prime Minister Scott Morrison paused on his trip to the climate summit to pay this tribute.
Bert was someone who invited himself into the living rooms of Australians at a time when appointment viewing, and we all used to watch the same thing at the same time. Some will remember that. And he was such a welcome guest.
In the early 90s, Bert was back on morning TV.
Probably thinking to yourself, well, he's now doing morning television. Surely death is next.
also did see him as an advocate for women in the industry when it wasn't probably quite so fashionable. He did actually encourage the promotion of women within our department.
And the partnership that endured it all, marriage to wife Patty in 1974.
I suppose every day I think how lucky I am that I've got him. And I hope I never lose him.
2 children, Matthew and Lauren, growing up in the shadow of an entertainment giant.
He's fantastic, as well as being the top of his profession and an absolute inspiration. He's a great mate.
I've always been really proud of Dad, and I just hope he has a wonderful night.
Not as much as I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Dad.
Bert, Mr. Unstoppable. When TV dried up, the theatre beckoned.
And you have to give people what they want.
He had several acclaimed performances, including in Wicked, Annie and The Wizard of Oz.
He supported people when they were down. He encouraged young talent. Anyone who was anybody in the industry on the way up would get a message from Bert.
9 years ago, Bert's health worsened, a quadruple bypass, and then last Christmas, a simple toe infection led to a leg amputation.
It was needed, and he had a choice, and his choice was to live, really.
The operation bought Bert more time to spend with his grandchildren.
He lived for his family and those kids, and, you know, my gosh, I can't imagine how sad they must be feeling at the moment.
If he's looking down on us today, he would be just so thrilled to hear the Prime Minister and all the people that, you know, he admires so much making these lovely statements.
So, some career Bert Newton, the ultimate variety performer. Radio, TV and theatre. Jack of all trades, master of them all.
I would like him to be remembered as just a wonderful, loving family man that was also a bit of a legend.
More than a bit. Mark Burrows, 9 News.
And we'll have a special broadcast tonight celebrating the life of Bert Newton. That is on Channel 9 from 8:30, right after the block.